Hi, gang. This is Gina Phillips from Darkness to Light Ministries. It's been quite a long time since I've been on any type of social media, whether it's Twitter or video or interview. Much like my life has gotten complex, I'm sure yours has as well. I wanted to give you an update of why I have been out of the mainstream public's eye, what's been going on. I haven't posted on Twitter in a while because I got kicked off. Quite honestly, I am surprised that it lasted as long as it did. I don't know, maybe they wanted to watch what I am doing and see what I know. Who knows? But I've been kicked off of Twitter. And so I'm not able to go back on to let people know that I'm kicked off. I'm going to, I already have an account on Telegram, but because I'd been so busy, I just had it. I haven't really posted that much on it. But I'm going to actually move over there. So I'm going to, can't do anything with the Twitter account. But I am going to start doing the posting I had been doing on Twitter over at Telegram. So if you guys who have followed me on Twitter would be willing, several people, many people, to post in different threads that I got kicked off and that I'm moving to Telegram, and ask people who are interested to come on over to Telegram and follow me there, that would help me out a whole lot. I'm going to post either at the beginning or the end of this my current Twitter account and my Telegram account address. I'm not sure that it's worth it, even though I have a lot of decodes and information about programs and programming that's been activated on Twitter account. I'm not sure that it's worth copying that and reposting it over on Telegram. Maybe the thread will stay up and people can go back there and refer and scroll through the feed there. I don't know. It's a battle, as you guys know. Anything with what's going on these days, I'm not even sure it's worth it to go on Telegram. They really are scrubbing the internet now. I don't know what's going to go on there. I do feel like that we as Christians are really going to be shut down, that they're really going to try to shut down our voice, bring up the whole New World Order gospel and those agendas and really shut us down. But at least for the time being, I'm going to try to go over to Telegram and see if I can establish something there. For what it's worth. And we'll just see. This move will help me to know if people are still interested in following. Twitter is really something that I just sort of did to make people aware that ritual abuse mind control was a real thing. My main ministry is working with the survivors and trying to help raise up deprogrammers. The videos and stuff that I do is just kind of extra. So when things get tight and I'm in a really thick, heated battle, which seems to be the norm, the first thing to go is usually like the interviews and the social media. So I just wanted to let you guys know what's happening. I've kicked off of Telegram, kicked off Twitter, moving over to Telegram, and would have really appreciate it if you guys would let folks know on Twitter what's going on, and come find me over on Telegram. That would be amazing. Another thing that I wanted to touch on was some of the financial hardships that so many ministries are encountering, because everything's gotten so much more expensive. We can't get items that we need, driving the prices up. People are not able to make ends meet like they were before. So giving has gone down greatly, especially not just with my ministry, but I've spoken with multiple ministries who are seeing as much as like 80% decrease. And it's just because people they don't have the money to give like they used to. So that means that there are more people in need to receive money. People who are on the poverty level, like survivors and others, have a greater need. And so there's just not the funds there to help. So it's kind of a catch-22. And then on top of that, I've had probably other ministries as well, but I have always, from the very beginning, had what I call messing around, people messing around with PayPal and the stuff that the giving link. I would always have problems after I would do a conference when people are most likely to give. For like 2 weeks after a conference, my give button would just disappear, off of my website, and you have to go and call and figure out what's happening, and then it would be reappear. You'd call the people and they're like, well, it looks like it's up there to me, and you're like, well, it wasn't up there before. Everything from the disappearing giving button to people would email me or write me letters and say your giving button won't work, we've tried and we can't make it give, and they would be regular givers. I've had people write me and say, I've been giving money for the last 3 months, and every time I give, the money gets put back in my account. And then the last big problem we had, Galaxy spent hours trying to figure out, nobody could make it work. We couldn't make it give. And it turned out somehow they had changed my address. Now, I've had that PayPal account up for several years, and all of a sudden, the address that it was going to was some account in UK. And it took hours to figure that out. So just miraculously, why would anybody change the address? It's been the same address in there, in your administration of what your account number is. So a lot of issues happening there, and I don't want anybody to give if you can't afford to give, right? That's not why I'm asking, but I do want to make a proposal. I am seeking the Lord about this and praying, and I live by the belief that where God guides, he provides. And so if this is the Lord, the provision will be there. If it's not, I'm going to trust that he's just not leading that way, because no matter what the economy is, our Father, he owns it all. He can make money appear in a fish's mouth. But I'm proposing this because I'm not going to do it. There's not the funds in the account to do this, but it feels like it's God. As you guys know, I have 3 survivors that we're all a family, and there's a 4th one that is in Moscow. And you, the biggest healing comes not when you spend an hour or 2 once a week with a client, talking with them on Zoom like this and helping deal with their issues. When you take somebody who has not known real authentic love and the safety of a true family, and you take them into your own family and you say, I'll be your forever mother figure and we're going to stay with you until, that security and safety sustains people who are willing to work. They'll go to the hard memories and get the true healing. And so there's this young woman that I have been working with, and she is in Moscow. And I would like to bring her here to my place up in the Blue Ridge Mountains for a couple of months and let her come and join me in Galaxy. And you guys know we got C a couple of years ago from South Africa. And let her just hang with us. We'll minister to her, love on her, give her an experience of what it's like to be with a real Christian family who loves you unconditionally. She'll go back after a couple of months. But that's just how I work. It's not you got to get your heart involved. It has to cost you something, and it pays off. It really pays off in helping people heal. And so I would like to try to do that we'll call her M, and she's from Moscow. I've been working with her for, I don't know, I guess about a year. And it's not permanent, but I need somebody to sponsor her. Again, I don't take a salary. I'm not rich or anything. I'm not poor, but I don't have the funds to do that in the ministry account because everything's gone down. And so I'm going to trust if the Lord impresses on your heart that you'd like to maybe sponsor M coming over, living and loving and ministering to her for a couple months real intensely. Then obey the Lord, but don't feel pressed to do it just because I'm asking. I really am truly seeking the Lord. I don't want to do anything that is not him. but I'm just throwing out a feeler for that. Um, I have been working on programming videos. Um, I'm going to try so hard to get another one out for you guys really soon. Those videos give me the biggest warfare of anything. I get sick, I feel bewitched, I have to push, and the devil just does not want to give up on that. And there's a lady named Donna Mordecai who is so precious up in Maryland area, and she often prays for me. And she sent me a letter when I was just so distraught. I'm like, God, I'm giving you my best, and I just don't feel like I'm being very effective. And she was really sweet. She was awakened in the middle of the night, maybe like 3, 4, and to pray for me. And she was praying, and she said, "This seems strange because I don't know anything about football, and I don't even know what this means. But I feel like, Gina, the Lord said, just drop back and punt the ball." And when I got that letter from her, it encouraged me so much. I used to, way back in the old days, used to be a cheerleader, loved football, know a lot about it. And many a football game has been won by a punt. You know, when you couldn't get through the defensive line because it was just too tough and too thick, and you couldn't get past that defensive line to make a field goal, you punt the ball, you get a 3-pointer. And so that just meant so much to me. That you, Donna, thank you for sending that. It encouraged me. And so I'd say that's what I've been doing for a while. I'm not making as many field goals because of the battle, because of the defense of the enemy. But I have made a few field goals. And so that's what I'm focusing on, doing what I can and not getting under condemnation if I can't do what I think that I should do. I don't know of anybody that is not in a major spiritual battle at this moment. I have the luxury of being able to talk to people from all over the world, and that's the case for all of us, and I am no different. That's part of why you guys haven't heard from me very much. The devil is just not going to lay down and give up territory easily, especially when we're at an hour that he's been waiting to for so long. You know, we're really close to the time where God gives Satan, he gives the Antichrist the ability to rule for a short time and rule over us. You know, he's going to rule over the world. It's, if we follow scripture, it's not going to be that, you know, Trump or somebody's going to turn the whole world around. The world is going to go to the new world order. We still need to pray. We still need to find one another, and we still need to work while it's still day, because when night comes, no man can work. And so that's what I've been trying to do. It seems a lot less effective. You know, like I'm not getting as much done because it's harder. And I bet you guys are feeling the same exact thing, same things happening. Some of you guys know from if you followed any of my videos that since the whole COVID thing, especially in the last year, I kept having these bouts of like fever and fatigue and just feeling like I had the flu all over again. And it would last for a few weeks, sometimes anywhere, maybe 7 to 10 days, and then I'd be okay. But that's turned in as of May 1st, it became chronic. I think I have long COVID. So that has slowed me down so much. And I'm such a go-getter. I would do sessions and still work even though I was having a fever and sick. But there just came this point when the fatigue got so severe that I would have to just lay down for hours. And I know it sounds like I'm making it up, but I'm not. Even holding up your arms when that fatigue would hit, I would try to say, you know, I'm such a workaholic, that I'd be like, I can at least answer emails while I'm laying down. And I couldn't. Holding up the phone would make your arms burn, your whole body ache because of the fatigue. And as of May 1st, every day I have a fever. It's like without fail. And then I started getting symptoms where my blood pressure and my heart rate would go nuts, because one of the symptoms of long COVID is your autonomic nervous system can be attacked. So I would be having really high blood pressure, which I've never had a problem with it before, and then really low. I even ended up at the ER last weekend. I'm driving home from the long COVID doctor. I have to drive like 2.5 hours away because I live in such a remote place. There are no doctors that treat long COVID or know anything about it. And my heart went kind of wonky. So my resting heart rate would be like 115, 117 resting, really high blood pressure, and then drop down to like 60. So I've had to slow down a lot. I have just started going to a long COVID clinic, couple hours, 2.5 hours away. Testing is showing that this is probably what it is, but you have to go to things like cardiologist and neurologist and I don't know, there's a rheumatologist, things like that to treat some of the damage that's been done. So, I'm not saying that to be like, woe is me. I know everybody's got some kind of battle, but this has been mine. One of mine that has slowed me down quite a bit. I've not quit, and I won't quit. If I have to crawl, I'm gonna do something. This is my sacrifice and my love unto Jesus, and I hope that you in your battles are encouraged to keep on. If you can't do what you used to do something. Don't quit. But it is harder. It is harder. I've had to cut out a couple of things for now till I'm stronger, but I'm still seeing clients and I'm still working with the clinician people that I'm mentoring and still working on writing the book, that sort of stuff. So I just wanted to let you guys know why I've not been around. I've not quit, but again, I had to narrow down some things. I'm also going to post on Telegram and on this video. I have a conference coming up in October the 20th through the 22nd. It's going to be in the Atlanta area. I'm going to be connecting with Kelly Hawley of Warrior Bride Ministries, doing a conference with her, or I'll be one of her featured speakers there. I'll post more information about that when we get off the video for you guys to see. I would love to see y'all come out and talk with you guys. I hate that I had to cancel the July conference in Maryland, but that's when the whole COVID got so bad. But I'm hoping that getting on some treatment and medications, I'll be stronger by October. That gives me a few months. Another thing that I've been doing, I'm getting ready. I've been doing group work with survivors, creating a community with them, helping to build trust, a place with other people that have been through the same things they've been through, helping them to see how important, how critical, not just important, that attachment and healthy, secure relationships are for them to be able to go all the way through healing. And so that's been what I consider a big success. I'm getting ready to start a teen group and then another group. They're all full, but I'm trying to get other churches and other people to see how they can help support survivors by creating that group environment and community for them to be able to talk and get their needs met and be real and authentic. So that's another thing that I've been working on. I guess that's about it. I just wanted to touch base and let you guys know I'm still here. I'm still kicking. I'm still in the fight. Maybe not as fast or punching as hard, but I'm by no means quitting. And I will, God willing, have you guys another video out soon. I am working. I am plugging along. I am not one that gives up easily. It's just I've had to slow down. And I just want you guys to know I appreciate you. I love you. My brothers and sisters in Christ, do not quit. This is going to be our finest hour. Christ will come through with healing in his wings, but Satan's going to come forth first with the counterfeit. Okay, all those things I've been telling you guys for years in the programming, they're happening. They are coming to pass, but God is still here with us. Satan likes to jump out. We're going to end up having this big whole Mad Max kind of war catastrophic scene and the Antichrist rising up. as the man of the hour with all the science answers to make you feel better, to give you money and all this stuff. It'll just cost you buying into the system. But our God has not left us. He'll come. He'll come with healing in our wings. So just be found in Him, letting Him deal with the hurts and the wounds in us so that He can fill us with His glory. And He's getting rid of the mixture. It's like we are going through hardships to test us and say, will this make you deny Christ? If you don't have this, it's letting us see, why have we served Christ? Have we served Him because of what He can do for us? As you've heard me say many times, because He's a Santa Claus that just leaves gifts for me? Or am I serving Him because He's King of Kings and Lord of Lords? And if He didn't give me anything on planet Earth, He's worthy of my praise. And He already made a way for me to be with Him in eternity. So we're being tested. And I just pray that every one of you will be strengthened in your innermost being, and that you would be able to walk in the Spirit and live in the Spirit and have your being in the Spirit, so you won't fulfill the lusts of the flesh. These hardships that we're incurring and experiencing is our flesh crying out because it's so used to having its way. Reach out to somebody else. You know, another thing that I've been praying for a lot is I see so much of the body of Christ together but alone. Even in the best churches you go, and people are there together and they're all hurting because everybody comes and finds me and tells me what's going on with them. And it's like, why aren't y'all discussing this together? Why aren't y'all coming together and loving one another and opening up? And the church is scared to be open and honest with each other too. So I'm praying for us to be able to find community again and church to become family as we're meant to be, and not everybody being alone in a crowd. Because I see that so much in the church. I hear that so much. And so I'm praying that all of us will begin to open up and find the remnant that will find one another, strengthen and encourage one another. So don't lose hope. Don't lose faith. This is going to be our most glorious hour. I love you. I love every one of you. God bless you and keep you. Bye-bye.